Over the last couple of years, I've made a lot of different videos about how to make money in the gig economy. I've made dozens, if not hundreds of videos on this topic, and I've talked about different ways and different apps that you can use in order to double, triple, or in some cases, even quadruple your monthly income. But the fact of the matter is, these videos have only covered one piece of the puzzle, and there is an entire different piece that I haven't covered a whole lot on this channel. But today I'm going to be covering that missing piece of the puzzle, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you this secret that every single person should know and every single person should keep in mind in order to really take their side hustle to the next level and thus take their income to the next level as well. So let's get started. Now let's just dive right into it because we have a lot to cover in this video. Now what I want to talk about is I want to outline some of my tips and tricks that I've used over the last 10 years to bring my income from making virtually nothing every single month to making between $25,000 and $30,000 per month. All of these tips and tricks can be applicable regardless of what side hustle you're pursuing, and there are things that every single one of you should keep in mind if you're somebody that wants to pursue the gig economy. But before we dive in, if you guys could do me a huge favor and if you could hit the like button and hit the notification bell for the YouTube algorithm, I would greatly appreciate it. This helps my channel grow because it helps let YouTube know that you guys are enjoying my content, thus pushing my content out to a new audience. So if you guys could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, the fact of the matter is, choosing which side hustle you want to pursue is just one piece of the equation. And the other piece of the equation is how you execute on that side hustle. If you're somebody who is wanting to double, triple, or quadruple your income and you want to lean into the gig economy in order to do that, the first thing that you need to do is you need to figure out how much money you want to make. Not all side hustles are created equal, and different side hustles have different income opportunities. For example, if you were to go onto your phone and download an app like Sweatcoin, which is an app that pays you for the steps that you walk, your income potential is going to be significantly limited compared to an app like Turo, where you can rent out a car. All different side hustles out there are not created equal, and it's very, very important to choose a side hustle that aligns with your goal. I encourage you to sit down and really thoughtfully think about what type of income you want to be making from your side hustle. Do you want to make a couple $100s per month? Do you want to make a couple $1,000s per month? Do you want to eventually get to the point where you replace your full-time income and you are a full-time gig worker? Whichever goal you want to pursue is incredibly important because that will absolutely have a huge impact on what type of side gig you should pursue. That should be the first step in your gig economy process, figuring out how much you want to make and then finding a side hustle that can help you make that income. The second thing that you should do is you should think about the scalability of the side hustle that you're wanting to pursue. Is this side hustle one that is directly related to how much you're working, or can you scale and can you make this side hustle into a passive income stream? Now, whenever we talk about income, there are three different types of income sources that I like to talk about. Number one is active income. This is the income that you make from your 9-to-5 job or from some sort of work that you do when you're actively working. This would be going into the office, going into like a retail store, being a waiter or a waitress or a bartender. It's the most common form of income, and it's one that virtually every person out there has in some way, shape, or form. The second form of income is passive income. This is one that is oftentimes talked about on the internet. It has a bad reputation because of the fact that it is oftentimes associated with scammy online influencers.
Right now, if you're watching this video, if you're not making $10,000 per month on autopilot, I don't want to call you an idiot again, but you're not too smart.
But passive income is a very legitimate way to make money, and it is arguably the best way to make money too. Passive income is a type of income that isn't related at all to how much work you're putting into that income source. It makes money while you sleep, while you're on vacation, while you're doing whatever you want to be doing. A few examples of passive income would be things like affiliate marketing, dividend investing, real estate, e-course sales. It's some sort of income stream that once you put it into place, it makes money every single day, regardless of what you do with it. And then the third and final stream of income, and the one that I talk about most on this channel, is semi-passive. This is a form of income that does have some work involved, but the work is not directly associated to how much you could make. So for example, I would consider this YouTube channel to be semi-passive. YouTube requires a lot of time, it requires a lot of energy, it requires a lot of work, but the amount of money that I make is not directly correlated to how much work I put into a video. For example, I could put 10 hours into a video, and if that video flops, I could make virtually nothing from that video. But on the other hand, if I was to make a different video, invest the same amount of time into it, but if it was to go viral for whatever reason, it could make 10,000, 20,000, sometimes even more from that same amount of work. YouTube is something that I consider semi-passive because my time is not directly related to my earnings potential. In my opinion, though active income streams are the easiest ones to start with the lowest barrier to entry. Anybody can sign up for DoorDash, Uber, or Lyft. It's not that difficult to do and you can get started today. Though these are the easiest, they are not the best to pursue. And if you're able to, I would highly encourage you to look into either semi-passive or passive side hustles. These are the ones that can actively be scaled, and thus you can actively grow your income without putting on more work onto your plate. You don't want to replace your 9-to-5 job with another 9-to-5 job. And if you're working a side hustle that requires your time in order to make money, that's exactly what you're doing. Instead, look for those side hustles that can be scaled and that can be made into a semi-passive income stream. A few examples of these would be things like Turo, Outdoorsy, RV Share, Airbnb, Vrbo. Doing freelance work would be a handful of different options that you can look for in a semi-passive income stream. The next tip that I have is to treat your side hustle like a business from day one. Now, whenever it comes to side hustles, especially side hustles that people do for fun, it can be really hard to toe the line of doing a hobby versus running a business. And this is a line that I feel like people toe for a bit too long. You see, people may join Uber or Lyft as just a fun way to make some extra money on the weekends. People may start a craft hobby that turns into a successful Etsy shop. And transitioning those hobby-like activities into a business is something that can be very challenging. And so getting into the swing of doing that as early as possible is something that will really help you in the long run. And the third and final tip that I have is to choose a side hustle that meshes well with your lifestyle. If you're somebody that works from home, then choosing a side hustle that you can also do from home is probably a good bet, because you can do it simultaneously while working your 9-to-5 job. If you're somebody that is great with cars, then going with something like Turo, GetAround, or HireCar could be a really great route to pursue. If you're somebody that just so happens to have an extra room that you're not really using, then Airbnb or Vrbo could be really awesome paths for you. There are different side hustles for everyone, and just because a side hustle works for me or works for you, it doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone. And you really need to choose a side hustle that meshes well with your lifestyle and what you want to do in your free time. A side hustle is a really great way to make extra money, and depending on what you're wanting to accomplish with that side hustle, you can 100% replace your 9-to-5 income with a lucrative side hustle. But at the end of the day, you need to find one that works for you. In order to figure out what type of side hustle would work best for you in your lifestyle, you need to think about what you do on a day-to-day basis. You need to figure out how you enjoy spending your free time. Do you want to be working in your free time? Do you want to be out? Do you want to stay home? What do you want to do whenever you're not working your active 9-to-5 income? And then thirdly, you'll want to figure out what you want to accomplish from your side hustle as well. All three of these things will drastically affect what types of side hustles will and won't work for you. It will be the deciding factor in determining if you should go an online-based side hustle, an active income side hustle, a semi-passive side hustle. All of these things are really important in evaluating and figuring out what type of side hustle you want to do long term. The fact of the matter is, a side hustle is one of the best ways to double your income in a relatively quick period of time. If you go to your boss and ask for a 100% raise, they are going to laugh in your face and shut the door behind you. But if you go get a side hustle, you can very realistically double your income in a matter of a year to 2 years' time. And if you're somebody that is really able to find a good semi-passive income stream and really leverage it to your advantage, you could even double, triple, or quadruple your income in that same period of time as well. The gig economy is the future for increasing your wealth, and all of these tips that I've given you today are ones that you should applicably use to choose a side hustle that works for you and thus will help increase your income. Like always, you guys, if you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.